Recently, Meta ads have been underperforming for a lot of business owners, and many of you are simply frustrated with the platform and you're looking for alternatives. Or maybe you've maxed out your Meta ad spend and you're trying to find additional platforms to spend ad dollars on. Well, have you considered Pinterest? I recently interviewed Meagan Williamson, who is a Pinterest expert, and she went into detail on how to run ads on Pinterest and how it's different than running ads on Meta. I wanted to share this highlight with you from that full interview. I know a lot
Yeah.
of people have been curious about the ad side. I've
Yeah.
talked to a few people who have said, we're just going to start throwing some money at some Pinterest ads, but like they don't do anything organic for Pinterest.
Mm.
So do you recommend that people really do organic first? And then
Yeah.
how does somebody know when they're ready to do ads? And then what does that look like?
Yeah. Great questions. Okay. So, first off, what do I always say? I see lots of companies running ads on Pinterest without having done any organic activity. What I would say is if you have a very big budget and an appetite for risk, go ahead. Like, I don't mind. What I find though is most business owners, like, especially when you're trying something new, you have patience, it can take time. But generally speaking, when it comes to search related platforms, we as business owners have been conditioned by the impulsivity of Meta ad folks. And they're impulsive, they buy quickly. And the what works on Meta does not work on Pinterest. I, in fact, even have a friend who's an ads expert. And we chatted several times, and she was like, I know I can do it. Like, I'm an ads expert. She pulled all of her efforts because she did ask me for a little bit of support, but she basically was DIYing it and she just couldn't figure it out. And it was because she just didn't have, like, she just applied the same ads funnel from her Meta ads and her clients that she has. But what I would say is if you're serious, organic first just makes sense because you can pre-test for free what is going to resonate. So instead of making those mistakes with money behind it, figure out, and probably a lot of like really good Meta experts will say the same thing. Like, don't bring a brand new funnel. Like, if you want to spend a few $1,000s and we can see if it works, fine. If you have an appetite for risk, I don't mind risk, but I also am like, if I lose, you have to be okay with it. It's like going into a casino, right? We're $5,000. If we lose it, we lose it. If we walk out with 10, we're happy. If we come out even and we had a good laugh, we learned something, fine. But a lot of people, I think, just aren't patient enough. So Pinterest ads take 3 weeks to optimize. And so you can burn through a lot of money before you even make your first sale. So what I would say is it depends on the price of the item. I feel more comfortable when there's a proven funnel and that we have safety nets. So for me and my clients and my students, what I teach, I'm giving away a little bit here, but like test it organically, have that proven funnel and have safety nets. It's a little bit harder now with all the privacy changes, but basically we run remarketing ads on Pinterest as well as on Facebook. And we try to make sure, well, if they leak, like if they don't make the purchase, can we catch them somewhere else? And then it's an assisted purchase. So what I would say is low ticket is better. Over a certain price is going to be a hard sell. People love cheap and cheerful to start because they're cold on Pinterest. Have patience. The benefit of also running organic is you can season your Pinterest pixel, or not pixel. It's called Pinterest tag, but I say pixel because that's what we know from Meta. You can season your Pinterest tag with traffic and sales and add to cart before you run ads. So then your pixel or your tag has customer information and will go out and seek those people before you're paying for them. So I think that the problem is that most people are just very uncomfortable with losing the money and it takes 3 weeks to optimize. But some people have lots of success and other people get nervous. And it's the same thing, like you can't touch your ads for the first like 1 to 2 weeks. And so people will be like, I actually had a client who's a big business coach in the US and their team brought me in and we were running their ads. They were doing beautifully. And they went in and they wanted to change something and they didn't check with me. And that campaign just like died right after. And it's like you hear about that happening with Meta too, but that is like one of the risks you take, right? It's just very fickle. And I find that they just don't have the appetite for it because it's a different beast.
Have you found that if something performs well organically and getting leads, so let's say I have this like
Hmm.
viral Pinterest something that has
Hmm.
just brought me in a ton of leads. Is that an opportunity for me to go, hey, let me test
100%.
this thing as an ad?
Yes, it's perfect. And what I do is when I'm doing a consult, we'll assess what's done really well organically, if it aligns with the funnel and then the conversion goals. If it doesn't, do we need to rejig things a little bit? And then what we'll do is we'll take that asset that's basically done very well. I'm somebody who I like to test multiple assets. So if we only had the one, say, static image that went viral and has organically brought leads in for 2 years, like as a slow drip, basically what we can do is create an ad campaign, create some variations of that image, test out different ad creative, add in a few video, and test that as well, and then pour the gasoline on it by making it a paid ad. I do think that paid advertising has a huge opportunity when it comes to Pinterest, again, because I feel like all the verticals are growing, especially in our space. It's difficult to fix your funnel. Like, you can't be fixing a funnel in real time on there. And it just has to be really airtight because it is top of funnel. So they're not solution, like they're aware of solutions, but they're not like specific to your product yet. They're not product aware. So what I think happens on Facebook is there's just more product awareness. So when people buy, or even then we talk about, like, I'll have people come to me, clients, and they'll be like, well, we make a lot of sales from Instagram. And when we run a flash sale, that's another thing, things that are time sensitive. So I have clients who come to me and they're like, we're doing this flash sale for 2 weeks. Can we run ads? Well, the ad campaign hasn't even optimized and it's over. So really only focus on evergreen, focus on building your email list, bringing people in with low ticket items, and then pitch everything else internally once they're in the world. But yeah, it's just, you can tell probably from my voice, right? I'm like hesitant because I feel like it's a very shiny thing. And I know lots of folks who, like, they've been locked out of their Meta accounts and they're like, okay, we're going to Pinterest. And it's just hard because it's a trickier funnel to nail. Not that you can't. I think it just works. It works really well when you have a strong content funnel.